Good evening. It's Friday, July 17th, 2020. I'm recording this video for Professor Segi's psychology class. I'm going to be discussing hoarding disorder because it's personal to me. My grandmother has it, and so we'll go from there. People with hoarding disorder excessively save items that others may view as worthless. They have persistent difficulty getting rid or parting with possessions, leading to clutter around the house that disrupts their ability to use their living and workspaces. Hoarding is not the same as collecting. Collectors look for specific items such as stamps or model cars, and they tend to organize and display them. People with hoarding disorder often save random items and store them haphazardly. In most cases, the saved items would be used for the future, according to the hoarder. They have value that others may not perceive. Some individuals may feel safer with these items. I'll take my grandmother, for example. So she likes to go to estate sales, and she just buys. The woman is a product of the Depression, where she was exposed to scarcity as a child, and so she feels like she has a compulsive need to have everything she could ever need in her house. So I try to tell her, Grandma, you don't need 10 cast iron skillets in your house, but she doesn't listen. Hoarding disorder affects approximately 2 to 6% of the population and leads to extreme stress and problems functioning. Research shows that hoarding disorder is more common in males than females, and it's also common among older adults. 3 times as many 55 to 94-year-olds have hoarding disorder compared to 34 to 44-year-olds. Hoarding disorder can cause many problems in relationships, social and work activities, and other areas of functioning. The hoarder typically doesn't understand they have a problem, and despite others telling them so. Potential consequences of hoarding include health and safety concerns such as fire hazards, tripping hazards, and health code violations. I'll give you my own example. So the last time I went to my grandmother's house, I couldn't even stay in her house because I couldn't get up to the stairs to the bedroom. She had 25 pairs of men's shoes on the stairwell blocking access up and down the stairs. She has a compulsive need to buy me men's shoes, which is nice, but 25 pairs is kind of excessive. Also, you can't sit on her chairs because she has stuff stacked all around them. And she sleeps downstairs on the couch because she can't even go up to her own stairs. So she does have a problem. This leads to another consequence, which is strained family relationships, isolation and loneliness, and unwillingness to let others enter the home to perform daily tasks. She won't even let my brother come visit her because she's embarrassed. When diagnosing hoarding disorder, there are specific symptoms to look at, such as lasting problems with the individual throwing away their possessions, regardless of actual value, or even just parting with them. The perceived problem to save these items, and distressed when they're taken away or they can't find an item. The items actually fill, block, and clutter the living spaces, so things cannot be used, such as chairs, as I discussed earlier. Mental health professionals often speak with family and friends when diagnosing the disorder. There is no cure for this disorder. Unfortunately, cognitive therapy is the best route where they uncover the problems with the hoarding and what causes it. So, for example, in my grandmother's case, it's scarcity, growing up poor during the Depression. According to the Mayo Clinic, hoarding disorder complications are increased risk of falls, injury or being trapped when items shift or fall, family conflicts, loneliness and social isolation, unsanitary conditions that pose a risk to health, fire hazards, and if you were renting an apartment, such as legal issues. This disorder has been linked to depression, anxiety disorders, OCD, or obsessive compulsive disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. We already talked about prevention, and my best hope is to continue to work with my grandma to understand, get her to understand that she has enough items, that everything's going to be okay, and to try to prevent her from accumulating more. I hope this video helps all of you that are suffering through it, just like myself and my family are.